My name is Patrick. I'm one of the co-founders of Burve Protocol. I wanted to start with our roadmap. So we launched this year in April 2024. Since then, we've hit over 100 million in transaction volume. We have a TVL of over 5 million and over 210,000 on-chain users. And essentially what we're trying to do and what Burve is all about is to democratize both tokenization and liquidity, leveraging the bonding curve. And we do this by creating our main two products, which are our LaunchDex and our Burve Bonding Curve Liquidity Pools. On the LaunchDex side, so this is essentially the tokenization piece of the democratization. And what we're looking to do and what we've done is enable projects and communities to create tokens, to tokenize assets with no liquidity pool setup, no upfront capital costs, and a no-code modular approach to tokenomics. So essentially what this does is allow projects to go to market a lot faster and to take advantage of the sophistication of DeFi, but abstract away the complexity. On the liquidity side, we have the Bonding Curve Liquidity Pools, and those essentially allow for fully individualized and customizable liquidity pool setups. So you're no longer beholden to the liquidity pools that Uniswap or PancakeSwap set up, but rather you're able to set up your own liquidity pool with your own trading fees. You can dynamically move your capital, and you can even, in certain market instances, provide single token liquidity provision. What we are trying to do with Burve is to create an easier pathway to Web3 to allow for new innovations to take place, and we do so leveraging the bonding curve. Since April this year, we've been able to generate over 1 million in protocol fees, and we are just about done raising our pre-seed, and we've got names like KuCoin, OKX, Web3 Labs, Subtle Layer Ventures, and IBC Group. And I'd be happy to take any questions because it's 3 minutes goes by quickly.
Any questions from the investors or Shiri? No questions?
Yeah, just one question from me. Thank you for the presentation, Patrick. How did you go about acquiring or amassing a relatively large user base so quickly?
Yeah, so with our LaunchDex, we have 2 launch modes. So we have a meme token launch mode called the LOL mode, and then a fair launch utility token governance launch mode, which is the HODL mode. And essentially, the way we envision Burve growing and the way it has grown so far is essentially being a type of Canva for tokenization in Web3. And so we've approached different projects to launch their tokens or launch sub-tokens on Burve. And essentially their users, because right now we don't have an SDK, are using Burve for the use cases that those projects have created, leveraging Burve Protocol. So it's more of a B2B play, and the users that are currently using Burve are initially users of other projects that we bring onto the platform. And the goal is essentially to become a infrastructure behind the scenes player, similar to, let's say, Salesforce in terms of its ubiquity of managing the relationships that people have with other businesses in the space. Burve would be the same, but for tokenization and liquidity.
Okay, so you're using the B2B network effect, essentially.
Correct.
Okay, so yeah. I think we have another question.
Alexandra.
Yeah, hi, thanks for the presentation. I was wondering, do you have any particular criteria for selecting the projects that you work with?
Yeah, so being a DeFi protocol, if there's a project that hears about us and wants to launch a token, of course, they're able to do that without our intervention. But for the projects that we go for are generally, the use cases that we look at are either socialify or GameFi, because there's generally a higher transaction volume associated with that vertical. And the things that we look for are, real community and a real use case for the token. And then we have a team internally that can help them create the tokenomics that they need, enabling them to essentially decide from the curve, how it appears, and different modules, things like airdrop, vesting, governance, tax, and so on. And so they're able to really hone in on the nitty-gritty of their token, so that it serves their community and their use case, because we only win if the projects on our platform are also winning.
Mhm. And how many projects have you onboarded already?
So far we have 4 projects, and we have another 4 in the pipeline.
Thank you.